Hello, my name is Scott Bradley and this is a Gearsnet podcast, and as always this podcast is brought to you by Forest Precision Engineering, and I'm at Ibrox after Rangers drop points to Dundee, and it's safe to say it was a shocker of a performance from Rangers. The first half is certainly one to forget for Rangers. Rangers were very passive, they were slow, it was brutal to watch to say the least, and Dundee were very unlucky not to go in at half time with a 2-0 lead. It was a performance that Rangers fans have seen time and time again over the years, and honestly I think that most of the support are just numb to it at this point. Rangers were slow, they were sluggish in that final third, they really could not break Dundee down whatsoever. 6 minutes into the second half, Dundee take the lead, and it had been coming though, there was no shock there, and it was a lovely header that just floated right into the back of the net, and obviously that's when the panic station started. One of the standout moments from the day was when Kieran Dowell came on. He came on to a raft of boos, and Russell Martin spoke about this in his post-match presser, where he did say that he was surprised by the reaction and that Kieran Dowell was actually very highly valued amongst the group at Rangers. But if I'm being totally honest, without sounding too harsh, I don't understand why he's persisting with Kieran Dowell, because it's clear as day he's not good enough for Rangers Football Club. And things just went from bad to worse for Rangers as Nasser Jega was setting off at the 58th minute, and you're just thinking at that point, this is not going to be Rangers' day. But Rangers did keep going and going, and then they finally got their equaliser as Gassama was brought down in the box and James Tavernier stepped up to obviously slot the penalty away. And at that moment everyone thought Rangers were going to go on and win the game, and everyone really did think that for a split second after Dessers scored in stoppage time, and of course he was offside. Honestly, I think Dessers was born offside. But overall, it was a really disappointing performance from Rangers, and to be honest, no one's surprised anymore, and the Rangers fans have not got any patience for this. It's been the same old story from Rangers for a number of years, where they're fantastic in Europe, but when it comes to the bread and butter in the league, they're just hopeless. It was a great performance midweek, and you can see the glimpses of how good Russell Martin's style of play can be, but when he's playing against a low block, like against Dundee and even Millwall last week, it's non-existent. I've spoken to a lot of Southampton fans regarding Russell Martin's style of play, and they did warn me that when he's up against a low block, that's where he tends to struggle. And that's 2 games into the league and he's already dropped 4 points. We all know it's not going to be a quick fix, and he needs to be given a bit of time, of course, right? That's clear as day, but the Rangers fans don't have any patience anymore. Martin did say after the game that he was very happy that Rangers didn't lose the game, and that's no a quote that's really going to inspire a lot of fans, put it that way. Martin also said as well that he feels as though the team and himself would have learnt a lot from the last 2 games in the league. But there's no point overreacting after the last 2 league games, because there's a long season to go, right? And I do believe Russell Martin will get this right. Martin's a smart guy, and he knows himself, right? If this system isn't working right, if he's still going to continue with it, he knows he's going to be chased out. Martin was afforded that time at Southampton and Swansea to implement his style of play, but when you're managing Glasgow Rangers, you don't get time like that. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. What do you make of Russell Martin's second league game in charge, and do you think he will be afforded time at Glasgow Rangers to succeed? Until next time, guys, take care, and I'll see you soon.